With an imposing demeanor and original style, Rick Owens is one of the most passionate and discreet designers of our day.
I'm thinking of myself as the audience, making compositions of clothes that have some kind of narrative. You're creating a poem.
And that's not the only way to describe him, as he is so much more than that. Often known as the Lord of Darkness, Rick Owens is a minimalist and grandiose designer who has impacted fashion history. But wait, has he always been like that? Well, not at all. In fact, Owens' life is full of inspirational peaks and valleys that one definitely should hear. If one characteristic has defined his life, it's been Owens' fierce independence. His eccentric, brutalist attitude may be seen in his clothing, furniture, and even his personal life. For any fashion icon to be recognized in the world of glamour, they have to take an humble start. And the same can be said about Rick Owens. The story of Owens' ascension in fashion ranks is an unlikely one. Owens was born on November 18th in 1962 and was raised in Porterville, California. He is half American and half Mexican, as his mother is from Puebla, just a few hours outside of Mexico City. His mother was a school teacher and his father was a social worker. As a child, Owens was not allowed to watch television until he was 16. Instead, the sounds of classical music from Wagner rattled the walls, and volumes by Carl Huysmans, Confucius, Aristotle, and Pierre Lodi adorned the shelves. He attended a Catholic school in his childhood, but didn't end up having a great time there. In an interview with The Independent, Rick even recalled the time by saying it was very hard for him, as the other kids were not really well-mannered. Little did he know that his life would completely change in a few years after that. After finishing school in the mid-1980s, Owens moved on to study at the Otis College of Art and Design in Los Angeles. But after a brief stint of 2 years, he dropped out. Rick talked about his initial experience in life that went something like this, according to him.
I went to an art school to learn to be a painter, and I did that for 2 years. And it was nice. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but it was very intimidating. I was intimidated by it, and I didn't really know if I had the stamina, the intellectual stamina to really follow it through.
He subsequently went on to study as a pattern cutter at the LA Trade Technical College, where he graduated in the early 1990s. Owens was able to work with Korean, located in LA, counterfeit luxury merchants cutting patterns for the fake designer products from Europe's prominent fashion companies. This was Owens' attempt to find acceptable employment and be aware of the knockoffs of designer leather goods. This was an amusing start to his fashion career, given that he is now one of the most copied designers of his generation. But no Rick Owens profile would be complete without mentioning his marriage to Michelle Lamy, his wife, colleague, and muse. A Hollywood darling for the many celebrities who frequented her 2 cafeterias in Los Angeles throughout the late 1990s. Lamy herself was no native to the glamorous West Coast scene. She was born in Paris in 1944 and left France for America in the 1970s. She quickly became a recognizable figure of the New York City Studio 54 years. Not only that, but she moved to Los Angeles in the late 70s and began to immerse herself in art, cinema, and fashion. Michelle was living in Los Angeles at the time and running Le Deux Café, one of Hollywood's real insider spots hidden behind an unmarked door in a parking garage. Owens worked for Lamy's company for 2 years before they began an affair. Owens eventually dumped his boyfriend, and Lamy dumped her husband, Richard Newton. Their relationship status got official in 2006 when the two got married. However, in 2013, both Rick and Michelle moved to Paris from Los Angeles, founding the Owens Corp collaboration. And this was the time of Rick's life when he was gaining more and more momentum. Owens gained notoriety in the fashion business after a photo of Kate Moss wearing one of his iconic leather jackets was published in French Vogue. With the help of Anna Wintour and Vogue, who sponsored his debut runway show, Spring-Summer 2002, during New York Fashion Week, Owens was able to capitalize on the momentum. That same year, he began his ongoing cooperation with renowned stylist Panos Yapanis. This was a rocky beginning for Owens, as per him, he was not familiar with the runway world.
It was a rocky beginning because I had no experience with the runway world. I'd never even been to a runway show. I was in Los Angeles and I didn't go to fashion weeks in Paris, New York, and London. So it was all very new to me.
In 2002, he presented his debut presentation during New York Fashion Week as part of his drive to take his brand to the next level. His collection was a representation of himself, influenced by his love of 90s grunge, and led to him being nominated for a CFDA award, which he won, as well as the Perry Ellis Award for Emerging Talent. He began expanding out into menswear in 2002, as evidenced by his Spring-Summer 2003 collection. While it was still early days for the modern man enchanted by Owens' cultish allure, soon-to-be signatures seen in gauzy bomber jackets, pointed shoulder blazers, and precursors to the pod short were definitely taking shape. While Owens' runway collections have gained him deserved acclaim from enthusiasts and casual followers alike, it is his footwear that has contributed to his wider cultural popularity. The Dust-A-Letter Dunk, called after the Spring-Summer 2006 collection of the same name, was one of his most iconic designs, kicking off what would become a series of highly prized and very controversial Rick Owens sneakers. After rumored beef with Nike and a prospective lawsuit, changes to the silhouette were made over the years, resulting in the Rick Owens mainstay sneaker, the GeoBasket. And not just that, but Owens was the artistic director of Revlon, a premium fur manufacturer, from 2002 to 2007. Owens began working with Gareth Pugh here, eventually taking the Central St. Martin's graduate under his wing. The Creech collection from Spring-Summer 2008 gave birth to another of Owens' icons, the aptly titled Creech Cargo Pant. While it was replicated and reworked for numerous seasons later, this specific iteration contributed to creating another cult Owens item, introducing more people to the company with this abstract yet accessible twist on a menswear staple. But his fame hasn't stopped there. Rick Owens has a proven track record of success. He has maintained a rising success story since beginning his brand in his 30s. He has created a reputation for himself in a competitive industry by staying true to his ideas and never succumbing to societal conventions and fads. Today, he is one of the few designers whose work can be identified without the use of trademarks or monograms, but by rather his distinguishing signature elements such as recognizable platforms, long laces, or curved shoulders. His brand exemplifies the term simple complexity. Through intricate, geometric, almost dystopian creations, he blends simplicity and luxury with a particular grunge gothic atmosphere. Owens does not rely on celebrity endorsements to sell his business, which makes sense given his profile and style of thinking. Despite this, he is a celebrity favorite, particularly among those regarded as fashion icons. A$AP Rocky, who has been awarded the most stylish and influential rapper multiple times, often quotes Rick Owens in his tunes. One example is his tune Peso, which says, "Raf Simons, Rick Owens are usually what I'm dressed in." Other industry figures frequently wearing his products include Playboy Carti and Vanya Polinin, a performer and clown prince who originally joined the Rick Owens family as a model for the brand's Spring-Summer 2012 show, before transferring into its sales team. Rick certainly does not need to pursue big personalities in order to obtain notoriety. He doesn't believe in big advertising campaigns either. In terms of marketing, he believes that fashion shows are the finest method to promote a collection. However, his partnerships, like those with Moncler, Converse, and Doc Martens, are frequently preceded by dark, even alien-esque ads. His latest menswear Fall-Winter 2023-24 show was staged at the Palais de Tokyo in Paris and served up a lot of peculiarities. And that's all for this iconic fashion star Rick Owens. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section below. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to click the bell icon so you can always stay updated. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.